switching gears here from the solar projects just for a minute to do a cool upgrade to the Ram Power Wagon. So this is a 2500 and this kit would work for that, but this is actually a kit from Ohio Diesel Parts, and this is their contact information here and here. I should talk to those guys about SEO, which is search engine optimization. You should capitalize the first letter of each word so that it is easier to read when you do a web address or even in your email, just because people will remember it more easily. But they did not sponsor this, so if they want to reach out to me for other stuff, hit me up. This kit here is for the lift to the seat itself. So these seats are incredibly comfortable and they can rise up quite a bit. The tallness of the back of the seat is almost just short by about a half inch from what I need. And I want the front to be able to be a little bit taller so that it cups under my knees. I'm 6 feet tall and this truck is very big. So I have plenty of headroom, but I would like to be able to see over the hood a little bit more rather than it in line with my vision. And most specifically from a comfort standpoint, I do not rest my arm on the door when I drive, I rest it on the window. So when I drove to Texas last time in the end of January, because it's such a long road trip, it was very noticeable compared to my normal drive. So it was the first time I thought to myself, man, I really should fix the height of this seat. And they make a bunch of different companies make kits for it. This is the most reasonably priced and well made, in my opinion. But you get these aluminum puck risers that you can stack either one or two, and the same with the front. So if it is a little bit too tall when you install it, you can actually remove one puck depending on the height to which you want it to set. But it's very simple. The hardware has a couple of different pieces in the way that it connects to the vehicle. And I'll just take one of these pucks, these ones as well, just so you can see what that looks like as it comes to the vehicle. Now, I will say removing these bolts is not easy. So if you have a really high torque impact wrench, that'll be your best friend. Or a cheater bar, which is my best friend. I actually loosen them with this first, and then I use the cheater bar. And I do sometimes slide a pipe on my ratcheting ended wrench there. But needless to say, those factory bolts are put in with some very good Loctite. Now, this seat is completely free floating here, as you can see, because I'm able to tilt it up. And this would just mount with the new hardware that comes with it by sliding it in and lining up that hole and screwing the bottom hole in with the black bolt. Now, this top has the opening that is wider, kind of bored out. And in my case, I'm going to use both of these plates against each other and then bolted in the washer on the outside here. And I'll show you what that looks like when it's done, but I can't film and show you stuff because I'm doing this one-handed with my phone in my hand. So first black bolt goes in, and these are all 1/2 inch. So all of the smaller ones are 1/2 inch, and then the larger bolts that hold the puck is 19 millimeter. So these then go into this top hole here. Obviously there's a washer on each side and the nut faces out. And then you use that slotted front hole of the seat to overlap here and you're able to bolt it down. Now that will happen in the front. Both sides get 2 of these plates, and then the rear is very, very explainable in that this same puck just goes under the footing of the seat. So I can't quite lift it up because I'm back here, but you can see that cavity where it will just slide right in. I'll stack both of them on it, and this is the original bolt that came out. This is an 18 millimeter, and this one is very difficult to get out. This then gets replaced by the 19 millimeter, this bolt, which is much longer, as you can see, and the length that it is longer is 2 of these pucks tall. So it will give you the same total grip strength inside the nut that's basically welded onto the frame to hold the seat on, but it's just a little bit taller and is a little bit bigger on the head. So I'm going to install this, put this on pause, and then I'll just show you what it looks like in just a second. So that was a quick wrap up of installation. It was a little bit tricky to get the seat up and balanced in order to install them. I used this, which is just a wheel chuck that's plastic, and I did use at one point this hand jack that I got from DeWalt, which made it a little bit easier. This pipe I used on this wrench, And these, the torque spec is specifically this exact pipe length on this exact wrench and about 1.5 Ooga-Doogas so that you have the leverage to Ooga-Dooga it. So that's the tech spec on that. This is actually a handy little offset thing, and I'll show you why I had to use that. You could easily avoid that, but that made it a lot easier once it was installed. Now, these lower bolts here, obviously once the seat is in place, they compress against the seat bracket, so it's hard to get a socket on that. So I was using that little half open crescent wrench there to push up in the bottom and then ratcheting it to tighten these bottom ones up. So, but yeah, that's all tightened up. It's all in place. The piece of plastic trim that's on the bottom of the seat, if you do have that trim, obviously it leaves a gap like the gap that is the seat's new height. But I would say in my case, I do like the trim there because it keeps a little bit of the crumbs out of the rails, and I'm just going to use foam. I have a ton of foam, and I'll find black dense foam and put it in there. If I were to leave this, it would probably rattle and drive me crazy, so I wouldn't recommend that without some foam. And here in the back, you can see how those pucks look. Same exact torque specs. That is a 1.5 Ooga-Doogas with that exact pipe length. So this I can actually cover back up since I just, and on my nice clean mats too. That's lovely. But that's what the mat looks like. And this is normally actually never a seat, so I always fold out this bottom platform that's under the seat, fly it forward, and I have basically this is exactly a twin mattress size memory foam in the back. So there's a bed in the back of the truck, which is for the dogs because they live in here as much as I do. So there's the bottom all completed, and that's what the front looks like completed. I'm gonna hop up inside this thing. I won't put my mats in yet, but just to feel the height of the seat, and oh my God, it is awesome. This is so much better. Right off the bat, I can tell this is how it should have been from the go. And I can lower it still. Obviously, there are rare instances where you, as the driver, would want to be at the lowest setting. So if you need to use the lowest setting to then renormalize the height, you can obviously just go down to undo that. And in this particular truck, I have a button that adjusts over here the pedal. So this adjusts, it's a toggle front to back, and it will bring the pedals forward or back to me. So if I want to be able to reach the pedals more appropriately, I think it's about right now actually, which is really nice. But yeah, I love this. I would 100% recommend this because this is going to make it so that I can be tall enough. So I'll lift the seat back up. I just went all the way down. Now we're at head height now. I can see right over the windshield, and my arm is at a nice resting height rather than my elbow pretty close to in line with my shoulder. So yeah, highly recommend. Like I said, it's Ohio diesel parts. This is the set of instructions for it. So if you wanted to pause and look at what it all entails, if you didn't want to measure it in Ooga-Doogas, those are the contacts. This is the website, ohiodieselparts.com, and that's page 2. I think it was $65, and it will make the comfort of driving my truck a lot better.